Good afternoon, depending on where you're calling us from. Please welcome to today's training session for Kyambogo University. We are joined by our principal, Professor Bernard, who's here, who might give some remarks once he's connected. Professor.
Yes, Dr. Kenneth, good afternoon, and good afternoon, colleagues here. Happy New Year as we enter a new phase of Digital Africa. Colleagues, I welcome you onto this year's public lecture. So the lecture is about the products of Digital Africa, and it's a continuation from where we stopped last year. So I urge every member here to be attentive, take notes. I remember last time Dr. Kenneth gave us an exercise, a gateway into the short courses online. So members, let's be attentive, take notes so that we don't miss what Dr. Kenneth has prepared for us. So Dr. Kenneth, feel free to start when we have a sizable quorum. And the members who are new on this platform, we have a Kyambogo charter that if your number is new, we might have to send a link so that the new members are added onto the Kyambogo charter. So thank you, Dr. Kenneth, and members, I wish you a nice demonstration of Digital Africa and its related products. So Kenneth, back to you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much, everybody. We'll just go through the program today, giving an introduction because some of us might have not joined us, and also this session is recorded and the recording will be shared with you. Also, we've sent in the link for the evaluation, which will help us contact you and give you the link to this wonderful presentation. So Digital Africa was set up 5 years ago, and the mission was that of providing these analysis-ready data to all communities in Africa. This has been very useful in terms of empowering everyone in the continent, the use of Earth observation for decision-making. So far, the program works with different partners in the continent, and now we are working closely with universities like Kyambogo University. We work also closely with Makerere, and I was just looking at some of the personal experiences we've had also at the AGRC where I was with Professor. So this program is powered by Amazon Web Services, and it's based on Open Data Cube technology. The program has developed some continental services, which I'll be able to show you shortly. So we are providing satellite data through this program, Digital Africa, in analysis-ready data. So it means you don't have to download. You just go and get the information and perform various analysis. This is very useful, especially for most of us. We are doing our projects, either it's a master's degree or a PhD thesis. It can really summarize our work and be able to respond very fast in our research activities. For example, the water observation from space was developed in the year 2020, and we did a lot of validation with partners, and this covers over 35 years of data showing water variability from space, and very key for governments. I'll be able to show you some examples like Lake Wamala and other lakes in our region. Crop productivity from space is very useful for governments. The Digital Africa program developed these product based on Sentinel-2 data, which shows you probability of cropping. Imagine looking at any institution and the needs, and even working closely with NARO in Kampala. The water body service is very useful for countries. This one has been built based on the water observation from space and now showing you individual water bodies. I'll be able to show you some 2 or 3 analyses that will be able to help you. You'll be able to make more informed decision. So the program has done a lot of work in terms of working with different countries to document as much as possible what is happening, and we are happy to present some of the champions in the continent, but more so Kyambogo will be among the few ones in East Africa using this program for their research, and we are very grateful for Professor Barasa for making it very, very possible. Just a reflection of some of the engagements at Makerere University, where we were engaging closely with AGRC, where it's done every 2 years, and hopefully this year we'll have it around August. So So welcome call if you'll be having some papers to present this wonderful workshop. Access to the Digital South Africa platform is possible through the Digital South Africa map, where most of you perhaps you've looked at the links. And also we have the sandbox with Jupyter notebooks. I'll be able to show you a demonstration. And we have also our program can be accessed either in your QGIS or Esri software. And also we have a free online platform where we discuss with your professor that you can enroll. At least you can show your certificate to as part of your work and accreditation. There are several courses that I'll be able to demonstrate to you. So this Digital South Africa map itself, let's just go step by step on our website, digitalart.org. In the platform, you'll be able to see where to access. And I can see some of you maybe are connected with your phone. It's nice, at least you can see, you can connect from anywhere in Kampala or even Uganda or even outside. So we can load different data sets like the water bodies, the water, and we can see how our water bodies are. Of course, Uganda is blessed with many wetlands, Lake Edward, Lake Wamala, Lake Victoria, definitely. And with these colors, we can see colors. Blue has remained water, and the other sides, we've experienced some droughts over time. The drought, for example, of Lake Joga, you can see over time the situation has changed. We could also see annual water summaries every year and how the situation is every year. And this is a very key resource for government. You can see between different years how the situation is. We could also add satellite imageries that Digital Africa is able to provide in terms of from the other satellites, European Space Agency, Sentinel-1 and 2. The Sentinel-2 is available on the platform every 5 days in analysis-ready format. So it's already been processed from those level 0 to level 2. So it means your work as a researcher now is really impactful. Uh, collaborate with international partners, work with everybody as much as possible. Even on this Digital Africa map, we can share a link that you can share with anybody so that you can be able to share your work. We could even look around Kampala, looking for some cloud-free images. Of course, you know, the seasons really vary over time. And also Digital Africa has also provided the cloud-free mosaics, which we call GeoMAD, respectively in Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2, respectively. So this program is really making sure that we can be connected, leaving no one behind, making sure that everyone is connected in this important journey. So we can even go as much as 2017 to see what happened, you know, developments over time, tracking our cities over time, tracking what has happened, even advise our other scientists from different fields on the value of collaboration, leaving no one behind. We can even look at the vegetation index, MBVI. We can look even at between 2 years and see how the situation is. You know, we have dry months when we also have rains, and you can copy the link and share with anybody. You can even do a different map. So there's a lot of possibilities just as now we're trying to showcase and bring everyone on the same page. Also, please feel free to put your name and your email and also your faculty or what activity you are embarking on. This will help also Professor Barasa to be able to know what areas some of us are working or what areas we require some extra support. Now taking you through the sandbox, this is Jupyter Notebook. Let me show you how to access it on the Digital Africa website. We go to the platform and we click on the sandbox. It's free registration with your email. And with that link, you can be able to register with your email and the free registration, and you'll be able to use the platform, even accessing about 32 GB of RAM and access a lot of resources. This is very nice, especially now that we have this platform for us in Africa, looking at the data sets available, looking at the different folders and different possibilities, and even looking at the GitHub where there are other resources. I'll be able to show you some for the notebooks that we can use for some of our projects. We are just trying to think which areas you might need support. It could be in crop phenology, it could be either. So these are the different folders, and now you've registered with the links. And maybe I'll just pause and put the link again in the chat so that we are all empowered to use this important resource. And also, please feel free to ask in the chat any questions that you might have. So that is the Digital Africa. That's the link to the sandbox. It's free registration. And also you can let me know if you have any challenges accessing the platform. So looking at some of the areas that we discussed with your professor, some of you will be interested in looking at agriculture food security. You might be interested to look at phenology or even the crop health of different crops. We can even look at country level, like our country, Uganda. We can see the vegetation phenology, what has happened over time, which months are dry, which months are this way. And on the phenology, we can look at different seasons, the start and the end of a season, and also we can look at forecasting vegetation. This is a very nice platform indeed, and today we are not left behind. So looking at crop productivity from So that was just a demonstration of this crop notebook. Let me just project it again. Otherwise, I'll also put the link to the sandbox so that we can give us some feedback on whether you've succeeded in making accessing the sandbox also. But also we understand that some of you are connected from your phone. You can always follow from a different time of your choice, and the recording will be shared respectively. Otherwise, also we also looking at other opportunities that you could also share a request on areas that you might need to, get more feedback on the sandbox. Either you'd like to create your own notebook, or you have your own experience using maybe another platform like R. You can use also those we could also bring those scripts into this platform. So with the voice recording, we were showing the example of the crop health. And this is the example of somewhere in Nabweru, and I'll be able to show it now step by step. So in the same area that we had running through in your real world example, you'll be able to see as was demonstrated by my colleague, and looking at the dates also that we engaged, we could zoom into the area, and also if you're able to provide the area of your choice and get the phenology on the other right side where we've plotted the results. Here you can see how the Sentinel tool has been used, and we could provide very good feedback also for your work. So this plot can help you to understand that we have the planting season, the harvest period, or also the periods that there might have been pests. Also, other peculiar activities will be that someone could have, just cleared his land and decided to grow another crop, which is sometimes happens in most examples. The other example I had was crop phenology. Phenology, we can look at it in terms of optical using the Sentinel data, or radar using Sentinel-1. So I'm using the same site for Naro Banana in Nabweru. They're doing some demonstration sites as I was advised, and we could see different strengths. And on this particular one, we could see how from 2 years, we could see how the phenology could be picked, and also have an understanding on how the start of a season, the point of, even harvesting, or even advise the different stakeholders on how the situation was at different years. So with some of these notebooks, you can even modify the dates respectively. So for example, this one was using crop mask. So we could also have, let me just show you now. In the sandbox, I'll be able to show you the example that even when you have other, like on your platform, so I'm trying to load it. It could take some few minutes, but here we go. So in my Chrome, I'll be able to show you the different example. Also, if you're able to mute your microphone. Maybe Professor, you can mute the particular individual as I try to.
Yes, Dr. Kenneth, what are you saying?
In case there's someone who had unmuted themselves, you can mute them.
Okay, you can do that.
Thank you. So this one, I had another screen where I wanted to show you the particular notebook, but I'll show it later on as we proceed. So this was just an example of the crop health, which will open shortly. Then also, since we have not so much time, we can also look at other examples. There's some people who are interested in forecasting vegetation, and with this research, we borrowed from one of our colleagues who did his PhD. And with this model, you can project the vegetation in the next 2 months, which is a very key area. We could use different sites as well. Also, we have stakeholders who are interested in monitoring the irrigation. So we have a notebook on the same. This is in irrigated active cropping, which is a very useful tool as well. It uses Landsat 8 surface temperature. Then on the vegetation on a large scale of the country, like our country, Uganda, we can access what has happened over years, and even look at the phenology, which I was able to demonstrate for you just a few minutes ago. Then also on the vegetation monitoring, we're able to see also burnt area mapping as well as fractional cover, which is very key. One of the examples I was showing to the National Forest Authority, Uganda, was forest change, and we are trying to look at Mabira forest. And this tool was using data from Google Earth engine. So it's a data set on global forest change. So we can also bring it here and see how it works. So there's that particular notebook, and it gives you very interesting results over 21 years. You can see some hotspot areas, and some of the areas we were told maybe there were forests who were cleared, and so on and so on. Also, we can look at vegetation phenology anomalies per year. Initially, it was with Landsat. Now we've added in Sentinel-2. So we can go as back as 2017 and create very interesting products. We are also interested in water resources. So we could also see how we can better respond to different sectors. So in terms of water, we could also have the information on the flooding situation or even monitor our wetlands respectively. So this is just an example of Lake Homala. We could see how the situation is when you go on the Google Maps and Digital Africa map and have access to that link. You could see the situation over time. Then also, I'll be able to look for this link so that I can share with us shortly. So once you click on it, it should open another link, and the link I'll be able to put it in the chat just now so that we can see how we can follow on these examples, or we can also follow the recording as we'll share it shortly. Also, we can look at the water observation from space, having an animation product like this one, showing you areas which have changed, or look for certain times that you want to perform your analysis, where you see areas which have changed to water, or areas which have dried up or gained over time. So we also have this interesting tool on the water bodies. This is seasonal animations. With this one, we just clip in the coordinates for areas, latitude, longitude, and we've chosen Lake Wamala, for example. Then it is able to load, and then we can categorically look at what has really happened over time since 85, areas which has gained, and over time it has been consistent. And loading in with our Sentinel data, we can be able to see the size of that water body over time and even compare with the rainfall data. Also, we're able to generate a seasonal product, which is very key for any analysis that you might have. Then on the same, you can also choose to export this particular data or video animation that you can show for different stakeholders. And this is the exact water body link when we look at the water body service. So I'll be able to show you also some small demo on the same so that we can follow very well. So that was season animation. We also have this other one, which is long-term animation. So when we start the notebook and run it for the same area, we're able to see very interesting results. Sometimes you could be having internet connectivity. You just have to be patient sometimes, depending on the internet connectivity. And this is the same water body. We can see similar results with the other notebook, but now this gives you a better view on what happened over a long-term period, and comparing it respectively, we can see it's plotted individually and we can see the trend over time. So this is just more of unlocking what is possible. Then again, we are guided by your projects. So this is an example of another tool, which is called Wetland Insight Tool. It can give you also very good results. And some of us are interested in urbanization. You can look at some of the examples. One of them we started was in Gulu, where we worked with Dr. Jane from IPSS in Kampala. Some of the interesting research as part of her PhD work, looking at the growth of such a town over time. Also looking at World Settlement Footprint data from German Aerospace Agency and the European Space Agency. We can actually visualize how towns have grown over time. So this is also dependent on the projects that we embark on. Also, Digital Africa has this great collaboration with the Highland West Africa Club, where we've put in these notebooks where you can see the green spaces and tree cover estimation. So we can run it for any urban green space and see how the situation has been over time. Then we have other tools like land cover, and also another tool of looking at land degradation. So land cover, we can generate land cover classifications specifically at country level. Then also we have this interesting module that we are working with Sahel and Sahel Observatory in Tunisia, where also Uganda happens to be a member state. And here the key message is to look at land degradation across Africa. And we co-developed a module with them, and it has this particular topic. And the same institution, we are working on developing a soil organic carbon notebook, and we'll have something also on land degradation in a few months. Also, we have good collaboration with ESRI on the Africa Geoportal, where they have also demonstrated some of their tools that they have for flood monitoring, so there are many possibilities. Then also looking at our great collaboration with the International Water Management Institute on the Digital Water Innovations for Secure Africa, a great area looking at the tools that you can use. Some of the tools looking at rainfall statistics, evapotranspiration, and soil moisture in an irrigation basin. So also this course, you're welcome to join, and you'll receive a course certificate of participation. These are the training courses that we have. With these courses, let me just take you through, and also giving you an idea. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat so that we can actually start discussing them, and also giving you some time to go through some of the modules as well, as Professor has advised that you'll be able to show these certificates as part of your semester, hopefully, or at least part of your personal development. Once you develop yourself, we are all empowered. So those are the many tools that we have, mainly water bodies, agriculture, food security, etc., etc. And also we have a user guide, which can really help us to see some of the tools. I'll be able to show you the user guide shortly. So this is the user guide. So it's on the same website, digitalart.org. We have the section on, let me just show you on the training and help. Here you'll see the user guide, and once you click on it, you'll be able to see very good directories, information on the notebooks that we have. Even if you want to connect to the pages, there's WebGIS services. So we try to document everything we do as much as possible so that we can empower everybody in the continent to be able to use this platform. So I hope this training has been useful because then we'll also give you a chance to present in the next public lecture. I know some of you are working on interesting research. So we also have the weekly sessions, live sessions in English and French. The one in next week on the 12th will be in English, looking at some of the wetlands in Africa, and also acknowledging the partners who've made this program possible, Australian government and Health Trust. And other partners has also Kyambogo University helping us to empower the students get more skills. And wish as I post my presentation, I'll take you back to the website. That's the link to the QR code that you can connect with us as well. So here, as able to show you, you'll be able to look at the program. So on the Digital Africa website, I'll be able to show you just a few areas that we needed to finish for today, and also allowing Professor Barasa to intervene in the question and answer session. Thank you so much, everybody. So, Professor, the session today was a little bit of a summary so that we can allow the participants to ask any questions. Yes, Upton, please ask your question, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kenneth. Thank you for the nice public lecture. I have a question. You gave us an example of Mabira Forest, how we can track the changes maybe from 1990s to the present. Now, using global forest to watch data. For example, if I'm interested maybe in studying the forest gaps within, let's say, Mabira, how do I use global forest to watch data to, for example, we saw the visual impression. Now, if I want to do maybe advanced statistics, let's say in R programming, by maybe calculating the sizes of these forest gaps, how do I do it? Because what I know, global forest what just gives us the visual impression, but I can't download the information from them. So how do I use this system of yours to download something from global forest watch? Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. You can download the data as well, and also you can take advantage of your skills, where you could actually export some of the data sets and process in your R or other language. So this program presents something that if you want to present in your other platform, you can also do that, and also giving you idea that you could compare with the Landsat data that we have. For example, the students from Makerere University who are looking at Budongo Forest, and they were using Landsat 8 to look at what happened in the area 2030, and also they access the Landsat 7 to see what is happening on the other years. So this presents a lot of opportunities. And also what I say today is this is just a step to look at the different notebooks and even the recording of this one, so that now we can have follow-ups on one-on-one. We want to empower everybody. Thank you so much for your question. Professor, any other question? So if there's no other question, we could try and take a group photo, but thanking you so much for this opportunity. Professor will advise us on the next webinar that he will organize. Will you have the last question before we go?
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
My name is Mubea. I'm very happy today to attend this public lecture. Now, it's my first time to get to know about the digital art Africa. And I've seen you even trying to navigate around and I told them something related to land cover. Then, so your data from the photo. If someone download already classified, or I downloaded the satellite image and I classified my message. Then another question is that me as a beginner, of course, I'm not accustomed to hear about it, but I have some skills of classification and so what kind of what piece of advice can you give to me that I can also get get with that of analyzing and making such impressive that and not. Thank you.
So thank you for your question. As we said, the data is in analysis ready format, so you can download it and take advantage of the products and services. And also, we could prepare different sessions with you to better understand your project. As we know, most of you are working on your PhD project. We could look at different topics on how your thesis is organized and see how best to advise you. Today was just a first day of connecting with some of you or most of you, because I think last time we were very few, but today we seem like we are full house. So Thank you so much, the organizers of this workshop. We'll share this, and also we put the link to the today's recording. We'll share with you, and also you have the link to the evaluation, and also thanking Prof for making sure we are all connected. So thank you so much, Professor Barasa. Any other before we wind up our session today? Also, you ask about how you'll benefit. Once you do the courses, you'll have a certificate of participation that will be a benefit, and also you'll be able to access one of the best platforms in the continent, which is free. Why are you left behind? So thank you so much. Prof, any question before we leave? Thank you so much, the partners. Here, you can also put in your camera so that we can see your face if possible. But if it's not possible, we can connect next time in the person. I think Professor would extend his invitation so that I can come for a face-to-face lecture, which will be very much better. Thank you so much, everybody, for the session.
Thank you for your time, Doctor.
Thank you so much. We are all connected. I think Prof was busy where he is, but he's given us his blessings to connect, to making sure Uganda is not left behind on this one. And as we maybe prepare for AGRC this time, all of you participants will have a paper to present this amazing workshop. So thank you so much, everybody, and we'll connect next time.